What is up, everybody? It's the commissioner here, and this is the league fantasy hockey Storksdesk, episode 21, coming off a great episode 20 roundtable discussion. We didn't have a lot of details in place, but we do now. The Stork Cup playoffs are here, and I am joined today by the man, our deputy commish. This is his show, Kevin Stork. What is up, buddy? How you doing? March 14th, 2023, day two of the Stork Cup playoffs. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, it's been going well so far. The NHL playoffs are right around the corner. The trade deadline's getting close in the NHL, and our round one is off to a start, and some good matches coming up, and even better matches in the semifinals.
Yeah, once again, I really enjoyed the last episode. Can't thank Mark Raymond of the DB Cooper, the President's Trophy DB Cooper, number one ranked team, Gretzky Division winners. Can't thank Scott Lanham, the Ovechkin Division winner, and can't thank Nick Reedy, who's up for number one pick in the consolation round. I can't thank all those gentlemen enough, along with you, Stork, for a great panel discussion last episode. If you missed it, go check it out. That was episode 20 of the Storksdesk. But this is episode 21, Stork. 21 weeks of regular season action in the books. We started our Stork Cup playoffs yesterday. And what are you thinking? It was a light schedule last night with just 3 NHL games. But we got 4 games going on this week. 2 in the Stork Cup playoffs and 2 in the consolation rounds. What stands out to you? You're up 20-2 early on, and with Langley over Probert. The Adna Americans are up 10-4 on the Washington Wendigo. And then in the consolation round, really early goings, DuPont Pipe Layers against the Frozen Norsemen. That is knotted at 3 apiece. And then the Woody Woodpeckers are leading the Texas Freezing Mike Kuznetsovs 12-0. What are you thinking, Stork? Early going.
Well, it's early going. It was just 3 games yesterday, but after today's game, we got a pretty much of a full slate of games in the NHL tonight. So a lot of things will start to look a little more clear of who's ahead right now, because it's a little 20-2 is very deceiving. It's not really 20-2, but after today's games, we'll see a clear picture of the rest of the week and who has to catch up and who doesn't. But yeah, it's you got to love fantasy hockey playoffs, that's for sure.
Yes, sir. Once again, a little bit of Yahoo toying with us. Let's get into that real quick. DB Cooper, obviously the President's Trophy winners. They were 15-6, Stork. They get the automatic first round bye, winning that Gretzky division. So they're awaiting an opponent. And we've got the Nova Fire Brigade at 14-7. They won the Ovechkin division. Scott Lanham, he too is awaiting a second round opponent. The matchups. Yahoo Sunday night had they had Adna in 5th the whole time. Some controversy on the tie-breaking procedures. Adna Americans had a better divisional record, while in the head-to-head, I believe it was week 14, Dave did beat Adna. The Probert Etiquette ended up with the 6th seed. They did back into the playoffs a bit. What are your thoughts, Stork, on the head-to-head matchups here or divisional records? What do you think should be the tiebreaker? Dave gets ended up getting the number 6 seed, and Jimmy ended up getting the 5 seed here in these Stork Cup playoffs.
Yeah, well, we'll be correcting that in the off season. But as far as I'm concerned, and I think you agree, that head-to-head should be the first tiebreaker when it comes to 2 teams. When you're looking at a 3-way tie, or more than a 2-way tie, you obviously you have to go to divisional records to determine who sits in the standings. But like you said, Snowgrove did beat you once this year. You were both the only two teams tied at 12-9 records. And in my mind, Dave should have been in fifth place, and you should have been sitting in sixth. But it's something we're going to look at in the off season to make sure, because I'm sure when we discussed the format way at the beginning, that we had that pointed out, but somehow Yahoo isn't doing it. But I mean, we're all going by the same rules, so it's not going to affect anything really. But it is something that we'll nail down in the off season.
Yes. So Dave, his division record ended up being 9-6 in the Gretzky division, and Jimmy in the other division, the Ovechkin division, was a very good 10-5. So Yahoo pulled a fast one on us. I was prepared to be the 6th seed. I'm good with it either way. I actually wanted to play you, Stork, because I want to go through you if I'm going to get a championship personally. But I have to beat a very tough Wayland Womack Washington Wendigo squad for the 4th time. The series, Stork. Washington has yet to beat Adna ever in this league, and they're a very good team.
3-0 for you right now.
Yeah, and then you got one last week. This is a back-to-back matchups for both these playoff matchups. Last week, you got a 1 game in on Dave on Probert. Dave holds the series lead 2-1. So you ended up finishing in 2nd place, 3rd overall in the tournament. How are you feeling this week about your matchup?
Well, I mean, Dave and Probert Etiquette, they've got a squad. They got, he's got a whole bunch of really good players. So it's going to be a war all week. And like I said, it's 20-2 right now for me, but I'm not gloating anywhere close to gloating or confident because it's early in the week and it's going to be a war all week. And same with your game with Wayland. And I mean, Washington has been a solid team all year. They've been fairly consistent. And I mean, you got to think I'd be a little more worried if I was up 3-0 on somebody and then I head into a playoff game.
Exactly.
That egg is going to get broken at the worst time. So, yeah, I mean, you and I mean, it's quite possible that you and I might get knocked out in the first round. But hey, we made the playoffs. And that's the way I'm going to look at it. And I'll look towards next year.
Yes, indeed. Wayland, that tie he had early on against Jaden proved to be a very good thing for him. He could have been the 3rd team that was at 12-9, but he finished at 12-8-1. So the ties I've noticed, well, maybe not in Julio's camp, but Jaden also had a couple of ties in a bad year. But Wayland, that tie proved to be very important for him. He had less losses. So like I said, and maybe I'm going to ask you, Stork, we're still confused on Yahoo. Are we for sure? Are we reseeding, or do we know who the opponents are for next round?
Well, according to if you look on the Yahoo on the playoff thing near the standings there, it states that the Nova Fire Brigade will be playing the winner of Pro Bear, and DB Cooper is going to be playing the winner of Adna and Washington. So. I don't know if that's just the way they have it written up on their little map there, but that's what it appears. So I think what they're doing is the first place team gets to play the winner of 4th or of 5th of 6th and 3rd. I'm not sure how they're doing it, but it doesn't look like it's being reseeded. No.
Yeah. Okay. I was just. That's also, this being our first year, we have to figure that out, I think, from here on out. But this year, we're basically going off of Yahoo's rules. So I think all 6 teams in the playoffs are just ready to get. You're going to have to go through an opponent no matter what, and a good opponent to get to the promised land. So hopefully nobody that made the playoffs are disappointed with that. So like we said, the number 4 seed Washington Wendigo are taking on the number 5 seed Adna Americans, and the number 3 seed Langley Scorpions are taking on the number 6 Probert Etiquette. On the other side, in the consolation round, this is to determine the first round pick, the first overall pick next year. This is another thing we'll have to figure out, Stork. In the consolation round, Yahoo has decided to give the number 7 seed Wyoming Great Apes and the number 8 seed Huma first round buys. In the quarterfinal consolation matchups, we've got the Frozen Norsemen, who finished at 10th seed. They'll take on the 11th seed DuPont Pipe Layers right now. They're tied at 3 apiece. And Jaden Halsey, the number 12 team, is taking on the number 9 seed Woody Woodpeckers. So what are your thoughts on the consolations having buys?
Well, that's another thing that we're going to have to look at during the off season. I don't know if we have control over it with Yahoo, but we will change it if we have to for consolations next year. My view at the beginning was that the consolation teams were going to play 3 games. Games. And the way Yahoo has it set up right now, they're going to be playing 2 games each. And of course, the team with a better record during those 2 games will be the first overall pick and down, etc., down the line. But yeah, that's the tiebreakers we're going to look at, and looking at making sure the consolation rounds are 3 games each for the consolation teams, because a consolation team doesn't really need a bye week when there's only 3 games being played. But now they're only playing 2, but it'll all equal out at when the finals come. Everybody in the consolation rounds will play 2 games each. But yeah, that's another thing that we're going to have to try to fix.
Yeah, and that's going to be really important to we have a keeper poll up on our Facebook wall for the year after next year. We're going into next season, year 2, with a fresh draft, but we're trying to get 100% on how many keepers we want. I don't have that poll in front of me, Stork. Do you have an update on that?
I do. It's still we're sitting at 7 votes, and I guess we're at 8 votes right now, and we still have 4 teams that haven't voted yet. But right now we're sitting 4 keepers is leading the way so far, but that can change with those 4 votes that come in. But right now we're sitting at 4 keepers as the leading vote right now. But like I said, that'll all change when the other 4 votes come in.
Yes, sir. So we're going to try to get that 100% vote in by Sunday, by the time the first round of the consolation is over, because I want to identify what we're keeping next year, or if we're not keeping. So far, 2 people have voted for no keepers. Waylon, our non-Facebook user, and Julio are all in favor for the fresh drafts to remain intact. But we will see. Get those votes in. The league offices will greatly appreciate it. All right, Stork, let's get to the fun stuff, man. Let's dive into these 2 playoff matchups real quick. We're going, like we said, we're early in the week. It's a big Super Tuesday of slate of games. What do we got here tonight? We've got 12 NHL matchups tonight, I believe. Winnipeg is at. Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, we got a full slate of games tonight, so it's going to be some fun hockey tonight. Of course, watching the NHL and their playoff stretch is coming, so all the games are under the microscope as far as playoff hopefuls. But it's even more exciting when not only are you watching the NHL games, but you're rooting on your players for the playoffs here in fantasy hockey.
Yeah, my dilemma, Stork, is I'm trying not to be a Buffalo Sabres fan because I'm the Capitals. Real slim chance. Chances are they're not going to make it, but I'm still rooting for as much as possible for them to make the playoffs. But I got a couple of Sabres I'm rooting for, or actually one, Tage Thompson. And then there's some other players on other teams I'm looking to get me over the proverbial hump to try to get a championship. But I also, I'm worried about my Capitals. So the Capitals are in New York tonight, part of that 12-game slate. That'll be on ESPN here in the States, Stork. That's a big time matchup. Every game pretty much a must win for the Capitals. But we also got the Winnipeg Jets at the Carolina Hurricanes. Hurricanes dealt a big blow, Stork. You have this player on your fantasy team, Andrei Svechnikov. I'm not sure the details. It's a knee, right?
Yeah, it sounds like an ACL injury, and that's a big blow to my team. Luckily, I've got some depth on my team, but losing him's going to make it really tough for the playoff drive. And it kind of hurt my feelings. But going back to yesterday's game and being torn between the Caps, and in my case, it's the Maple Leafs. Because I have Tuck on my team, I figured, if Buffalo's going to beat the Leafs, give Tuck a couple of points or something like that, because I need them, right? So I was really torn yesterday watching the Buffalo-Toronto game. It was like, oh, the Leafs are losing now, but Tuck scored, so that's good.
I would think that guy's probably their next captain, but we'll see. They're concentrating on a big playoff push here. Buffalo and the Caps play tomorrow, actually. So other games tonight, Stork, we got Tampa Bay against New Jersey. New Jersey has a shot at the Metro, buddy. Carolina's kind of been on the downswing. Jersey beat them on Sunday. So that's a big game. Tampa Bay at Jersey tonight. I'll be looking forward to keeping up the score of that one. Vegas is in the struggling Philadelphia Flyers venue tonight. Montreal visits Pittsburgh. Montreal coming off of a big thumping yesterday against the Colorado Avalanche, the defending champs. Detroit, they only played twice this week, so if you got Detroit Red Wings, they're going to be limited this week. Detroit is at Nashville. Boston's going to take on the Chicago Blackhawks tonight to continue to try to get some big-time wins going into their playoffs. Ottawa, an important game. They're at McJesus tonight. The Edmonton Oilers. That's a 6 o'clock West Coast time. Dallas played last night, got a big win over the Seattle Kraken. They're in Vancouver tonight, so Canucks getting the team off a back-to-back, Stork. Calgary, every game pretty much must win for them coming out here. They're trying to get in the playoffs. They're on the outside looking in. They're taking on the Yotes, who are playing pretty good hockey here and there. Clayton Keller's been awesome lately. Number one star of the week last week. The New York Islanders, they're hitting the West Coast, Stork. They're at the LA Kings tonight. I think that's going to be a good game. I want to watch that game. And Columbus and San Jose, a battle of Bedard hopefuls. That's at 7:30 on the West Coast. Stork, what game stands out for you tonight, buddy?
I'm a secret Buffalo Sabre fan, so I don't like when they play the Leafs, but I was just gonna say I'm a Sabre fan. But speaking of Carolina, that Svechnikov injury, he was so important to that team. He was one of the big wheels. Carolina, don't be surprised if they slip a little, because I don't think he's coming back this year. I think he's done. So that's going to hurt. But I'm going to be watching the Caps Ranger game because I like when those two play each other. And another really good game to watch for is Tampa Bay and New Jersey, like you were talking about. That should be really big. And I'm secretly hoping the Red Wings make the playoffs because they're not supposed to. They had high expectations at the beginning of the year, but things haven't gone well for them. But they still have a half a chance. They got to start winning some games. Another game that stands out is the Bruins and Blackhawks. I like watching the original 6 teams going at it. So I'm not sure what games I'm going to watch. I'm probably going to keep an eye on a couple of them. But that Tampa Bay, New Jersey game really stands out for me tonight.
Yeah, I'll be looking forward to the cut-ins the ESPN does of that. I think I'm a believer in Jersey, buddy. I know they're young, but they're so fast. I know a lot of people are wanting the Hudson River matchup to ring true. Like you said, I think they can win this division, man. So we'll see. Um, Also, as a note, here in the States, buddy, the Caps Rangers game on ESPN, there's some kind of simulcast cartoon they're doing. It's called Big City Greens. It's on the Disney Channel. From what I don't know too much about this. So everything the players do, I think it's going to be on the cartoon or something. I don't know for sure, but I'll have to report back to you on how this is. I'm going to have the girls check in on that for me. It's weird. Some kind of ESPN and Disney here in the States, they're like 1-1. So
yeah, just make sure you don't bring back the glowing puck or whatever that was.
Yeah. So anything to promote the game here in the States.
I hated that. I mean, I couldn't stand it.
So Canadians were just probably rolling their eyes at us here in the States back then.
It was making me nauseous.
Yeah, I never I was a younger
What was
kid.
their reason? Because fans could follow the puck.
Yeah, that's
what?
There's a lot of people that make the excuse that they don't like the game because they can't follow the puck. I mean, come on, that's just the lame excuse I've ever heard. But I digress. So back to the fantasy part of things, Stork. Let's go into your match. We won't go too long because I know this is early goings. You're taking on arch rival Dave in the Probert Etiquette. Let's see. Matchup totals. Last night, you had a great game from Mikko Rantanen. A goal, and an assist, and 2 points. And he was a +1. And you got a power play point. 5 shots on goal. You got to be loving that player this year. I believe he was your top pick, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. And he's all of a sudden become really important to me, that's for sure.
And then, like you mentioned earlier, Alex Tuck with a 2-goal game, a +1. He also had 5 shots on goal and 3 hits. That guy's bringing everything to the table. Great leader. So Alex Tuck in your matchup right now, looking good. And then we can't figure it out. Even though he lost last night, Mitchie Marner, 2 assists last night, 2 points, a +2. And the girls are being loud there in the background. Sorry about that. So okay. Mitch Marner gets on.
Say hi to him for me.
Yeah, will do. And then your boy Matt Murray, he got the loss last night in the net, 4 goals against. What'd you think of his performance? Was it on him? Tough stats to start here in your goaltending.
Yeah, well, as you know, my goaltending has sucked all year. But that's why I'm relying on my offense to carry me through to get the offensive stats, because my goaltending was looking good there for 2 or 3 weeks. I won some big games with it, and then it escaped me again. And then Jones wasn't playing anymore, so I had to dump him, and I picked up Murray. And Murray is not one that I'm confident with, that's for sure. I definitely got to work on my goaltending and my face-offs for next season. I'll make sure that I got that covered, along with the offense, because the offense is important to me. I like an offensive team, but I got to work on my goaltending and some face-offs. I need some face-off wins. I don't think I won face-offs maybe once out of the 21 games. I think I won it once, and I was really happy about that. But like I said, I mean, I got to go full offense to beat Dave again, because he's one tough opponent, and I love to beat Dave Snellgrove in fantasy sports. So
we booed Dave Snellgrove.
Boo!
So we'll talk about Dave's team here in a second. Yeah, your goaltending, you've been all over the map. You had Tristan Jarry at one point. Didn't you have Demko to start? I don't remember.
I did, and I dumped his ass.
So you've been.
He got hurt. He wasn't playing well. Then he got hurt, so it was like out the door.
Yeah. As far as face-offs,
no love for any of my teammates right now, because I got to lose them all anyway. So I'm not going to fall in love with anybody. But when keepers come around, I'll be falling in love with my keepers, that's for sure.
Yeah. As far as face-offs, I was doing terrible, and then I was doing great with Ryan O'Reilly, but Ryan O'Reilly's going to be out pretty much for the rest of the fantasy playoffs with that broken thumb, is it?
I think it's just a finger, but
Finger. Yeah, I mean,
he can't grab the stick. So I'm hoping he's going to be back for the playoffs in the NHL because he obviously is an important piece to get these into the second round at least, and I'm hoping he'll be back by then. But as far as fantasy hockey, I don't think we're going to see him in our playoffs this year.
Washington Wendigo, one of the best face-off teams. I was able to beat him last week. If I don't remember, I'll have to check the stats, but I was doing well in face-offs, and now I have to go without Ryan O'Reilly. But let's go take a look at Dave's team so far. I know it's early going. Last night, he just had two players, or no, he had three players. He hadn't had any goaltenders yet, but he does have his Sorokin tonight. It looks like he's got Jari. Speaking of Jari, he's backing up Dave's team. Sorokin, though, is going to get the start for Dave. Last night, though, he had Josh Anderson. I noticed he picked him up, and it proved him well. He got a goal and an assist with 2 points last night, Dave. Nice job there. 3 shots on goal. He threw a couple of hits. He's a poor man's Tom Wilson. He'll score. He'll fight. He'll hit. He also had a blocked shot. JT Compher, Stanley Cup champ. He had a goal last night. Colorado just trounced on the Habs. So Compher was a good pickup as well for Dave. 2+2. Dave does well in the free agent pickups. He had 4 shots on goal and 8 faceoff wins. JT Compher. Matty Beniers in the Kraken kind of struggling. He didn't do anything last night except for win 5 faceoffs, and he threw 3 shots on net. So tonight, players to watch for on Dave's team. He's got Patty Kane, who's kind of been struggling. I mean, he has a goal, I think, with the Rangers. Patrick Laine hasn't done much lately. Brad Marchand, we'll see what he does. But Stork, Connor McDavid is playing tonight, and he's taking on.
Now you know why I'm scared.
And then Mika Zibanejad. I don't think he's been getting a lot of power play time from what I heard because of Pat Kane. What are your thoughts on that? I don't know for sure. That's just what I'm hearing. Zibanejad was doing a real good job with the power play. Now with Pat Kane there, I don't know what their power play unit's like. So I'm going to watch that obviously tonight. But Zibanejad is one of Dave's better players. And if he's off that power play, that hurts.
Well, it doesn't hurt me, that's for sure. But,
yeah.
I mean, the Rangers have so many elite players to go into their power play. But I don't think they've quite gelled yet. And it's not because, Kane is, he's still learning a new system. And I think by the time the NHL playoffs roll around, Rangers will be one team you do not want to get penalties against because it's going to really start rolling any time now. It's just a matter of time before the floodgates are open because the Rangers, if you look at their lineup, I mean, they're solid.
So back to Langley real quick. You're gonna have Dawson Mercer and Jack Hughes tonight to watch for, and Dylan Larkin in Nashville, and Mo Sider. He had a great game on Sunday against the Bees. So you got some good players tonight as well. Looking forward to the matchup. Let's switch over to Adna and Washington real quick. Like we said, early goings. Adna last night, not much going. They did get Tage Thompson an assist on the power play. Tage did get 7 face-off wins. 2 face-off wins and 7 shots on goal. That's what it was, 7 shots on goal. Tage Thompson. Jared McCann, nothing much, but 5 shots on goal. So we need to get the Kraken going. If you got a Kraken player on your team, Kraken are looking like last year's Kraken right now. They need to get it going. They look like a playoff team, but they've been in a little bit of a lull lately. And then Big Jake Ottinger in Dallas got me the win last night versus the Kraken Stork. A pretty good performance. 1 win already in the bag for Adna. 2 goals against with a pretty good save percentage, 9.29. So I'm feeling good tonight. I believe I have Hellebuck tonight. I got to check daily faceoff for sure. But Whalen, last night he didn't get anything from Domi except 6 face-off wins and 3 shots on goal. So I like his pickup in Dallas. He's a player to watch for if Whalen goes deep in these playoffs. Max Domi is a sneaky player, a good player in fantasy. Jordan Eberle, nothing much doing for him. He's also a Kraken. Just 4, what was it, 4 shots on goal. And then Jeff Skinner, he's been good for Whalen, Buffalo Sabre. He ended up getting a power play assist last night. So he's basically washed out Tage Thompson. Or excuse me, Tage Thompson's assist was not a power play assist. That was just a regular assist. My bad.
Yeah.
But Skinner's was a power play assist. And Skinner had 2 shots on goal and 1 hit. Jeff Skinner threw a hit, guys. So not much going for Whalen last night. He does have Stuart Skinner starting for him tonight. Players to watch for Stork, or excuse me, Whalen. Timmy Stützle, man. I don't think he gets enough love other than in Canada. I don't hear this guy in the States enough. Offensive game, I think, tonight in Edmonton. Look for Timmy Stützle, Stork, to put some points up. I love Nico Hischier. Whalen's strong down the middle. He's got Bergeron, Hischier, and he's got, we can't forget the grade 8. Whalen picked up Alex Ovechkin. He seems like he's kind of due, Stork.
I'm not sure about Ovi tonight. They're questioning whether he's going to play.
Is that right? Man, you know more than me. I haven't read my normal articles. Oh, okay. He did take a maintenance day yesterday at practice.
Yeah, well, maybe that's all it is. So
that'd be a real blow to the Caps. They need everything out of anything they can get. You know who I like that is on the Wendigo? He's been a sneaky good player lately down in Arizona. Barrett Hayton, a great pickup. I believe he might have picked him up recently. He's been doing well.
He's going to get a lot of ice time, especially the rest of this year, because he's a good hockey player, and he's starting to get some more ice time and take more of a leader role in Arizona. Yeah, he was a good pickup, that's for sure.
So, and then, of course, Whalen picked up Bobby Orlov. Dmitry Orlov. He is, man, he's been awesome ever since Boston. I mean, he's always been with the Caps. I was sad to lose him. It seems like he got even better with the Boston Bruins. So tonight, Whalen is going to be something to watch for. I'm kind of nervous. I'm playing my cards right now, Stork. I do not have. I'm missing one player on my roster.
Yeah.
I was hoping to hear about Fiala. I haven't heard anything yet.
I think he's out today. He's not playing today.
I need to make a decision here fast before we drop the puck. If I'm going to add somebody late and I have to drop somebody, I got some decisions to make, Stork, right after this show.
Yeah, well, I just found one myself that I have to look at it, and that's Shabbat. He's not
is that right?
So I stuck him on the injury list, so I'm going to have to have a look at that before today's games.
Yeah. So those are the Stork Cup playoffs. Over in the consolation, right now it's been all Mark Wood. Jaden, though, has popped in a few points here. Mark Wood, though, off to a spectacular start, and that was basically off of the Colorado Avalanche. He has, what was it, last night McKinnon had a goal and an assist. Devin Taves, 2 assists. Nick Suzuki in that game for the Canadians had 2 assists. And Jamie Benn last night in Seattle, a 3-point night. So good start out of the gates for Mark. Right now he has Vasilevsky in, but the confirmed starter is Freddie Anderson. Not sure if Mark is aware of that yet. Players to watch for tonight. I would think Mark has been enjoying Garnet Hathaway as a Bruin. Adam Fox on his blue line has done pretty good all year, and he picked up Rasmus Sandin, I noticed. Sandin hasn't been on a fantasy roster all year in our league, Stork. What are your thoughts there?
Yeah. Well, he probably deserves to be on one, and you can count that he's going to be on one next year because this kid is really liking it in Washington. He's liking getting the playing time. He's spending some time on the power play. They're going to start relying on this kid a lot.
And Jaden, he's got Markstrom in net tonight. It's good to see Kel McCarr back for him. Jaden hasn't had a bad start at all. He just hasn't had a lot of player. Kel McCarr, 3 assists last night. It was a rough one for Darlene. He was a -3. He hasn't had much but 2 block shots maybe to be excited about for Jaden. He's had a great year, though. And then Yanni Gord got Jaden a goal last night and 4 face-off wins. So tonight, Jaden's players to watch for. Nick Ehlers has kind of been quiet, I think. But let's see. Nothing tremendous. Chris Kreider, he always does well against the Capitals. Got to watch for Chris Kreider. And then let's see if Kuzi can get it going for the Capitals. Jaden still has a shot at getting that #1 pick. He's going to have to bring it tonight. Over in the DuPont Pipe Layers and Frozen Norseman, this one's deadlocked at 3. Last night, Austin Matthews did a good job for DuPont. Maybe a little bit of a down year due to injury, but a 3-point night, 1 goal, 2 assists for Austin. He had 11 face-off wins for Stork's Leafs, 5 shots on goal, and 2 block shots. I think that was the only guy going for Pipe Layers last night. Tonight, Pipe has Saros in net. And then players to watch for with Tim, always Sebastian Aho. John Marchessault's been playing good hockey. Hagel, Chris Letang's been playing well. He had an overtime goal over the weekend. And Vinny Trocheck, he usually does well against the Capitals. And then the Frozen Norse playing for Pride here. Great game from Vince Dunn last night. 2 assists in the Kraken loss. He's probably the best Kraken player last night. 18 faceoff wins for John Tavares, Stork. Holy crap. Nothing much else. It was a
crazy number in one game, isn't it?
Yeah. So those were the guys that have been going for Nick. Michael Bunting really didn't have much. I guess he had 5 shots on goal. Tonight to watch for Nick. Dylan Strom has been playing pretty good for the Caps. Claude Giroux in a high-scoring game against Edmonton should be fun to watch. And Shane Gostisbehere, let's see how he does with the Carolina Hurricanes. They're going to need his offensive output to help the burden of the loss of Svechnikov. And and Zucker for Pittsburgh. This guy's been on fire lately, Stork.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, he's one of those grinder kind of players, and he's been like that for a long time. But Zucker is a very streaky player too, you'll find. And right now he's definitely at the top of his game.
So it looks like Nick's got the Sandstrom kid in Philadelphia starting in his net. There, the youngster. Tall task against Vegas. So those are the matchups, Stork. Any other things you want to talk about before we wrap up this special playoff edition of the Storksdesk?
I'm ready for the big battles tonight. Like I said, having 12 games going, that's going to really affect our games that are going on in the playoffs. So yeah, after today's games, like I said before, you're gonna see a score that where you're gonna know whether you need to catch up or you've got a good lead. But yeah, it's important games tonight for sure in our fantasy league.
All right, buddy. Enjoy the games tonight. Good luck to all of our playoff and consolation matches. And we'll probably get together before the playoff round 1 is over. Until then, enjoy the hockey. And I'm the Commissioner, Jimmy Milstead, for the Deputy Commissioner, Kevin Stork. Badger Bob always said it's a great day for hockey. It's a great day for playoff hockey. And
it is.
Let's drop the puck, baby. Talk to you again, Stork, real soon.
All right.